time to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in NRL Supercoach are incoming, bringing you the ultimate insight to help you win your leagues and climb up the rankings. You're now listening to the Insight NRL Show with your hosts, Brain, Mattrix, and Whisperer.
Yes, g'day guys. Welcome back to the final Insight NRL show for 2024. Hope you're all well. As always, the show is brought to you by the Standard Squeeze and Ryan from Astute Newstead, and you have all three of us on deck. And I think it's the first time that's happened for a while. Brain, Mattrix, Whisperer with you here for round 27. Mattrix, yeah, you missed the Sunday show. You're a busy man these days. Tell us how your week went last week.
Very convenient to miss it, by the way. Very convenient.
I missed it. Yeah, I got 1341, which I think was a pretty.
Talking about your team you follow.
Talking about your team you support.
Oh, you're talking about them? Yeah, no, don't worry about those guys. They they're prepping for next year.
Yes, they are. How'd you go last week?
1341. Moved up 754 spots into 3,653rd. I saved a trade. Joey Lussick was my starting hooker, and I feel okay about where I'm sitting.
Looks pretty good, mate. Be one more bit of a high flyer fucking pick there to finish off the season, hopefully. But
yep,
Josh,
Chivo.
yes, the man on the thumbnail. Josh, how'd you go, mate? How did you finish up?
Finished with a 1378, which means
crown
straight on. The last one of the year, which is nice. And as you can see, rank is got 4 numbers, not 5. So we're inside the top 10K, which I can't believe I'm fucking celebrating. But that's the stage we got to. 8593 total. So yeah, nice to be inside the top 10K. Let's see if we can hold it. Have had no trades for a couple of weeks now, but the team is in good sorts. Braino, you and I were discussing this on Sunday about how there still is quite a lot to play for in the NRL. So apart from David Fafita, we actually saw a relatively normal TLT.
Yeah, very handy TLT. So we haven't been hit with too many left field players that haven't been picked and well-owned Supercoach players. So definitely a big dub there for most of us. We'll cover all the ins and outs today. I got 1044, which was an absolute Reggie Tinker this week. It's probably the worst week I've had since like round 5 this year. So yeah, and I don't think it's going to get any better, sadly, boys. Hang on, did I just hear a 10?
Yeah.
Gosh, on the tin. Okay.
Last one of the year, boys.
I don't have any. All right. Someone's going to keep this show afloat. I'll stay sober, boys. It's all right. But no, I had a shocker. So I feel like this week could be probably as bad, unfortunately. I've got to rely on Hands and Samuel Hughes this week. So I'm hoping for some form of miracle on that front.
What do you mean, mate? Your score's a great mix to score.
Yes, it is. Fantasy? We're talking NRL fantasy, aren't we? No. 1044, no good. No good. But
yeah. Sam Hughes is the front row forward too anyway, man.
Yeah, I remember a podcaster said that at the start of the season. So
yeah,
it's been 26 weeks, but we've come full swing.
Yeah, so good. So good. But go.
I hate to give ourselves a plug, or especially Braino a plug, but on all our Insight Fantasy Sports pages, you've been doing up that graphic an hour before every game, which gives the final team lists. And this week, like, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but like the Sharkies, if they're not going to move anywhere on the NRL ladder, we could start to see mass resting. So you're going to have to keep an eye out for all of those.
Yeah, absolutely. So follow Insight Fantasy Sports wherever it is you follow us. We'll pop it up an hour before each game when the teams change. The design is Josh's, so props to him. And the very finicky fucking changing of colours and moving of arrows is me.
I lasted 3 weeks and I was like, I can't do this. And then Brian was like, I'll do it. And I was like, you don't know what you get yourself into, but sure, go for it.
It's okay now. I can flick it out and do it in 5 minutes on my phone. So I've mastered it now, I think.
And the beer selfies are me, so... Got it.
Yeah, the most important part of the podcast, of course. Guys, for the last time, we'll ask you to subscribe. We'll ask you to like, follow, give us a review on audio, do all of those things. It'll be the last time you see us until probably, I don't know whether we're going to be keen enough to jump in December this year, but it'll probably be early January where the team picker opens and things like that. So last show, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to support us. And obviously, Mattrix, your NBL is firing up at the moment. So, it's not the last people are going to see of Insight.
No, we're working our way through the team previews at the moment. NBL Supercoach is very draw dependent. So yeah, it's all about chasing them doubles, chasing those doubles. And Hammer and I are doing that. And you're going to be working your way into BBL.
Yes, but I get a month off, I think. A month and a half off, I reckon, which is nice. And I was thinking about it before and kind of bragging about getting a bit of time off. Josh is going to be grinding NBA 2K with me. We're going to be playing 2K every night, and Mattrix is going to be still on that podcast grind, doing NBL. So unlucky. Thank you for
it's my last year of like quiet time because obviously we discuss what we want this network to be, and there's some FPL chat happening maybe next season, so I'm going to enjoy my last off season before it's just all year like you boys.
It's not going to stop, but that's why people tune in. So we're not going anywhere, but hit that subscribe button now. Guys, let's chat NRL Supercoach and NRL specifically and have a chat about the injuries for the week. Last one for the year. HIAs, Matt Burton hits me where it hurts. We've also got Dan Keir and Nat Butcher out this week with HIAs. The Burton one, that is super annoying, especially when I lost Walker and Turbo in the same week. I worked out I lost $2.6 million of value in 1 week. So that was fun. But you'll miss them this week, unfortunately. Now, the Roosters couldn't catch a trick last week, Josh. Walker and Cheese with an ACL, Radley with an AC joint injury, Nat Butcher with the HIA. Down to bare bones this week.
I haven't seen a team throw away their premiership chances faster than maybe watching the Broncos from the 62nd minute last year.
Cool. And I thought you were going to reference last week against the Finns. I thought, it's a bit early to be talking about that.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to get one more pot shot in at the Broncos before the season wrapped up. But no, look, obviously, Sam Walker, Brandon Smith, both ACLs, Victor Radley with an AC joint. Following that AC joint merry-go-round, Turbo, we know suffered had a bit of a head contusion, but obviously did his his AC at the hands of Luke Brooks, which is very fitting because he's been the darling for Manly all season, and he takes out their superstar fullback. And we also see Jason Saab, with a Cindus Mitchell-Moses. He is done for quite a while.
Yes, unfortunately. Joey Rapana, he has a cheekbone fracture, so we see KO Weeks go back to fullback.
Wait, did you say Joey Rapana?
Yeah, Jordan, Joey. Isn't that his nickname? They call him Joey Rapana.
Is it? I've had half a beer. Am I already out of it?
Yeah,
maybe
I am too. We'll call it,
I've never heard him called Joey Rapana.
Jay Rapana. Yeah. KO Weeks goes to fullback this week, which is nice for him. No one really owns him anymore though, unless you're me in fantasy. So I'll enjoy that for one more week. Piakura, you'd be shattered. Mattrix has a yeah, no good for him. And Mr. Staggs over here has done a quad, so he's out for the week as well. But the big positive from the Broncos, we'll talk about that soon. Corey Boats and Hose is back for the final round 27. Mattrix, anytime try score coming?
Yeah, probably. I'm probably going to throw a greenback on that one. Death Taxes and Corey Oates scoring at some
game, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe all the retirement chat, but probably a stint in the
Super League. He's retired. I feel like he's been told to retire every year since like 2020.
He's only 28 or something, 29.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Do you remember when do you remember when everyone thought he had the compound fracture in his leg, but it was just a cut?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Corey Oates is 29 years old.
That's actually crazy. I'll tell you what else is crazy. Dave Fafita, his season's over. I think his season was over for a lot of teams, for Supercoach teams. I don't think many were playing in this week, but it's been confirmed at about 3:30 today that he is having surgery on the ankle. Titans suspect him to be fine for round 1 next year, but he won't be fine. Goodness, he won't be fine for my round 1 team. I don't know about you boys, but he is not in my plans.
No, we spoke about that on Sunday. I gave my opinion. Mattrix, are you avoiding David Fafita like us round 1 next year?
Yes, he
cool.
is.
What if they get a rookie 5'8" in that went to Canberra Park?
I mean, what if they found a way to make it another contract year for him, because then I'll be interested.
He just signs 1-year deals.
Yes. I tell you, I'll be interested every year, and that's when.
Yep, sounds good. Phillips Army, same thing for him. Ankle surgery done for the year. Ryan Pappenhausen, bone bruising. So he misses this week, but they're pretty confident he'll be back for the finals. Kurt Mann, he's got a fractured collarbone. Jack Whiten, his season's over with a calf injury. Jamal Fogarty's back this week from his hamstring that he missed. So he only missed 1 week with a hammy. So good for the Raiders, good for the milk there. And Cleary set to return in the finals at this stage. So didn't see him this week. Gives Jerome Luai owners and everybody who took a punt on him a couple of weeks ago, they get one more go on the merry-go-round for Jerome Luai before Supercoach-wise. He's in an orange and black jersey next year. So that could be good scenes.
Where I will have absolutely zero interest in buying him. Should be 0.0% owned next year.
Yeah, he'll be. This will be the last time that people own him for at least a season, I think. But
hang on. Before we move into the weekly preview, over under 7% when the team picker opens next year for Luai.
I still think it's over.
It'll be over 100%. It will be.
Yeah. We had this over-under conversation on Ryan Pappenhausen to start the season this year after coming off that horrific injury run. And it was overs by a fair margin, I think, on the line too, which people love a story. I think they'll just follow the Luai story, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. All right, let's dig into things, hey. Let's get into the weekly preview. Weekly preview brought to you by Ryan from Astute Newstead. For those of you that have rates above 6.2%, want to buy a home, want to refinance, renovate, save some cash like the rest of us, then reach out to Ryan from Astute Newstead for an obligation and a cost-free inquiry. Jump in his link tree, click the little inquiry button there at the bottom, and he will look after you. Just tell him we sent you, and he'll look after you and find you some cash or a new house. Now, Warriors are on the bye, boys. So no Wars this week, no AFB, very popular player this week. And for me, no Mitch Barnett, who has proved to be quite a thorn in my side. So that's
I was going to say, I'm sure that's a big dent in your team for the way that he's been playing.
Oh, it's huge. I'm going to really miss his 39. So, yeah, I needed that this week. Game one, guys, we'll kick things off with your Broncos Mattrix versus the Storm at Suncorp. No Pappenhausen, Farlongo to fullback. Xavier Coates is also back. And all the rested players are back for the Melbourne Storm as well. So we would expect them to be trying to find a little bit of form maybe coming into the finals in this final game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them really. Yeah, resting anyone. I think that they'll have a good go and try and pump the Broncos. There's been a bit of a rivalry there for years. Actually, yeah, hopefully they put on a show for the 15 people that turn up to Suncorp for this one.
Not much to play for, you reckon?
Yeah, no. The Reggies will still be there from the game before. So,
do you think the Broncos have already booked their flights for Bali?
Yeah,
I'm surprised they named players this week. I thought they would have just chucked the Reggies in the first grade.
Like under 12s when like you didn't have enough people on Saturday morning, so you had to maybe they get some of the Storm players to put the jersey on to make up the numbers.
That could
when that used to happen. Like if your team had too many and the other team didn't have enough, you just give them some of your guys.
Yeah, that's such like park cricket as well, where, you've already had a bat for the other team and you have to go out and field for the team because they don't have a fielder or someone got injured.
There's always the guy on your team that bat like 9 as well. You go, oh, mate, you can bat 3 if you go to the other team. He's like, oh, fuck yeah. And then you just bump him. All the innings.
Yeah, that's it. And then you have to go and umpire at square leg for the rest of the innings. For the Broncos, Walsh back on the extended bench, so we might see a little late inclusion there with Reece Walsh.
Why? Like, why?
Waste. Complete waste. No Payne Haas either, which has proven that they don't really care and they are going to rest him. I don't see the point in playing Walsh if they're not playing Payne Haas.
He looked pretty slow, Payne Haas, last week, and they were having their last dart throw at trying to make the 8. Yeah, look, I get it. If he wasn't 100% in a dead rubber, why play him? I feel the same about Walsh as well. Unless Walsh is just like pumping them, just saying, hey, guys, I've got to get out there. It's going to sell tickets or something. Yeah.
I need to sell more jerseys.
Wheel him out like an attraction.
Yeah, exactly. Smoothing him out. I need them Instagram follows.
That's it. We've got Tony Staggs, Pia Kura, and Willison also missing in this one. Willison's at 1 week ban. Pia Kura is the syndesmosis. Stagg is the calf. So really not much to talk about here. Are we looking at buying any of these Broncos or Storm players?
No.
Maybe Munster for the memes. That's about it.
I've
already got him.
But the good thing is Jerome Hughes named popular. Also Eli Katoa, also Harry Grant. So all these guys coming back. And Mattrix, we spoke last week and we thought that maybe Munster was a chance of a rest potentially, but he's been named, which is positive.
Yeah, probably just needs to continue to find that form. Looked really good last week. So, hopefully he can gel with Hughes. And, I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not, but Storm are my pick to win the comp. I know it's easy to just go out there and pick the minor premiers, but yeah, they've been fantastic. They've impressed me.
I'll take very, very long odds on Harry Grant
they've
playing
been
80
awesome.
minutes this week as well. Nice. I love a stream delay.
You reckon he will play 80?
No, fuck no.
That's a
I
joke.
feel like we're all out of sync. I feel like we're all out of sync with stream delays here.
Let's just sit here and have a beer.
Sorry, my internet just fucking cooked itself.
Yeah, it just cooked. No, I honestly think if this is like 24-6 with like 20 minutes to go, Bellamy's just like, get off.
Yeah, there's
Tyron
absolutely no
Wishart,
point.
you can play.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Game 2, guys, the Spoon Bowl, game of the round. I've already called it. Tigers versus the Eels at Campbelltown Stadium. Look, there really isn't much to talk about with the Tigers. They've still got, I think they've got Josh Folletti in at centre. No Adam Dewey, still no points to talk about. Everybody still probably, hopefully, owns Galvin. He's probably a nice play this week, I would say. If you have to start versus sit, I'll be playing Galvin this week. And Dill Bags to the moon, I would assume.
Yeah, can we just touch on Tungo being replaced by Russell? Because at 3:57 today in our group chat, Brain said, fuck, I really need Tango to play. And then within 3 minutes, it was just absolutely killed.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's lucky I've got the replacement of Samuel Hughes front row forward too, because I would have been in all sorts. You know
what? I am needing Samuel Hughes as well with Willison just wrecking people last week. I need that as well. So Sam Hughes, front row forward too, again.
Yeah.
I just had a really quick look. Do you want to know how we know that Supercoach is dead? I look at how many live viewers we have right now, which is 62. We normally have 400 to 500 every week. Everyone's just checked out, including you three hosts.
All the head-to-headers have won their grand finals. They're spending their cash in Bali already, and they're like, no, we don't need the podcast anymore, which is completely fair.
If you come first, you're drinking Little Creatures. If you come last, you're drinking Super Crisp like Josh.
We're Great Northern. I actually won my head-to-head last week, mate.
Oh, there you go. You deserve it.
I somehow made a grand final. I was very shocked when I was DM'd in my group chat being like, oh, grand finals Josh versus this guy. And I was like, how shit is everyone else if I'm making a fucking grand final?
Can we talk about Mike Acevo now? Because I feel like he is going to go fucking massive this week. Like, the Tigers wingers have conceded, left and right, both sides have conceded so many tries this year. I think they're like second most tries to right wingers and most tries to left wingers this year. Like, surely he's going large. And you didn't sell him, did you, Josh? You still got him.
You're funny. It is
had him in reserve grade Supercoach.
It's interesting to see that everyone comes crawling back. I was laughed at and lambasted back in round 9, and look where we are now.
You can come a long way in 18 weeks, that's for sure. But you don't play the Tigers every single week, and that is a nice matchup. So I reckon this is going to be a shootout. I reckon this is going to be like a 36-34 kind of game. There's going to be fuck all defense played, because they can't play defense. We saw the Dragons put 28 points on them in 10 minutes last week, and the Tigers aren't known for their defense at all.
Yep.
So
couldn't guard their own shadow.
Take the overs. Take the overs on the punt. Game 3, Rabbitohs Roosters at Accor Stadium. You got Hawkins in for Whiten. Myers, he's replaced by Richie Kenner for some fucking weird reason. And then you've got Cheese replaced by Walker. Sandon Smith replaces Walker. I was going to say Cheese. Watson is the hooker for Cheese. We've got Naf White in at lock for Nat Butcher, who's out with a HIA. Satilli, round 1 hero, Satilli Tupanua on an edge, replaces Radley. And Daniel Tupou is rested, which I thought was interesting. A few people took a bit of a flyer on a pod on Daniel Tupou, so you'd be a bit upset about that. But anything to note here?
No.
Well said.
Yeah.
Game 4, Dragons Raiders, Netstrata Jubilee Stadium. Sully and Jack Bird, new West Tigers recruit Jack Bird. Should we talk about
West
that?
Tigers hero, Jack Bird.
Yeah, saw him walking out.
Is this the West Tigers podcast?
It has to be. There's nothing else to talk about, mate. We're just passionate supporters that love our team. You know, I haven't heard you talk about the Broncos all night.
Oh, I talked about Xavier Willison and the fact that Reece Walsh loves his Instagram followers.
If we're following Twitter trends from today, Mattrix is going to go on a 10-minute rant about how Kobe Hetherington is actually terrible. He was never good for the Broncos. So glad to see the back of him.
Yep,
it's true.
We saw some Royce Hunt slander thrown around on X.
A lot of Royce Hunt slander on Twitter today.
Yes, Royce is the choice. Round 1, 2025. We'll see how we go.
Dave Clemens, terrible. He should be in the Super League. Yeah, it checks out.
Just quickly, I feel like I've read this comment maybe 8 months ago.
Yeah?
For a while. Royce Hunt, smoky next year with a bigger role. I feel like I said the exact same thing back in February.
Yeah, we did, and we got it horribly wrong.
Is Royce Hunt Spencer Leniu from Wish?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
It's like much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're comparing.
And maybe less racist.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not, but he's not from Temu. He's from Wish, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Temu's like the level under Wish. Yeah. Fair. All right, where are we? Sully and Bird at centre. King Togaya is 5'8", and Little's back. Cool. So anybody the 70% of people that traded him in that forgot to move him on last week would be very happy with that.
Yeah, absolute scenes.
They'd be asking for a do-over in their grand finals. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes. Jamal Fogarty, he's been named with Ethan Strange. They're back in the halves. Weeks to fullback for Rapana. Sasagi also replaces hip drop merchant Elliot Whitehead. Obviously Robbo had some pretty strong words in the press conference about Elliot Whitehead. Justified or not?
Fuck no.
Yes. I was just going to throw the line out there and hopefully one of you jumped on it.
No, I mean, like, I think it's poor from Whitehead to bring it up, but like even worse for Robbo to like double down on it. Just like as fans, yeah, we love to see the behind the scenes stuff, but like as players, just leave it behind the closed doors.
Yeah, it's fucking stones and glass houses, I reckon, from Robbo there on that comment.
Exactly. Like he'll sit there and say, like, he'll defend Joey Hargrove to the hills, which he's absolutely fine to do. Like, defend your own player, but don't fucking go in and just absolutely tee off on Elliot Whitehead when your supposed leader does worse every week.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Dragons versus Raiders. I mean, the one thing probably to think about this week, Lomax owners, I know you're both Lomax owners, Raiders have conceded the least tries to right wingers this year. Weird matchup. We saw Dom Young last week. Everybody thought he was going to score well, scored in the bin. So that held up.
Yeah, but I feel like we're falling into the Garrick trap. You know, Dog's amazing defensive team. I'm never benching a winger that's a goalkeeper. Not
at that cost either. Like, I mean, I'm sure you got bigger problems than having a fucking start Zach Lomax.
You said you're never benching a winger that's a goal kicker. I've benched Asako 3 of the last 4 weeks. I'm never benching Zach Lomax.
Yes, fair. Very good. All right, where are we? Bulldogs Cowboys. I mean,
oh great! What a game! Cool. I think this actually does have some implications if you look at the ladder. I think they are somewhat close in points.
Well, it's 4th and I think if Bulldogs lose by a large amount, the Cowboys can the Cowboys? No, the Cowboys can't even jump them unless they get completely.
Hang on. So the Dogs are on 34. The Cowboys are also on 34 points. So this is actually a shootout.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
So this is a shootout for whoever gets a home final.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay, plenty to play for here then. Good that they got Stephen Crichton back. Bad that they lose Bronson Sherry and also don't have Burton, who is replaced by none other than Drew Hutchison.
Oh, so, Uncle Drew, a hometown hero from the start.
Do you remember?
Just want to highlight this comment from Lyle. Lyle, did we not learn what happens when we bench centers that play the Bulldogs at goal kick last week?
Oh, yeah. Good old Garrick. He was fun.
Yeah, I'm not benching Holmes. I don't care. Like, I would have to play someone outrageously good to bench Holmes, and I'm just not doing it.
Holmes is also running at the skeleton edge.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's a matchup you want. Finafiliaki, he's on the extended bench for the Cowboys, and the only other change is McKaylee in for Purdue. So nothing going on there. But yeah, look, I wouldn't be sitting Val. I wouldn't be sitting Lomax. These guys are just base stat kind of 50 to 60 for the most part with upside. So wouldn't make sense. Anything else to add before we move on?
Look, what I've got, we're going to bring up the Panthers and the Titans next. And I feel like, yeah, this is a show and people care about it and whatever. Last week, can I tell you guys about my bet in the Knights versus Titans game? Father's Day special. I'm sitting there beside me dad, me brother that's about to be a father to be, and I've got a little $10 bonus bet. So I've gone Kalen Ponga double. 5 minutes later on the TV, they go, Kalen Ponga hasn't scored a double since 2021. I'm like, cool, good bet. I've gone Fletcher Sharp double into the Knights 13 plus for a $10 bonus bet to turn $280.
Not bad.
Oh, yeah, tips not slips, mate. This is the first we're hearing about this, so
I was away last week. I would have told you, but you didn't text me. You're watching all those 2K, videos.
Demigod Bill?
Archetypes.
Yeah, good archetypes. Good of you to share your bet. No, to be fair, Mattrix didn't have much reception last week because he asked me, "Can you send me a picture of the scores? I can't load Supercoach."
Yeah. My mother-in-law's house is out in the sticks.
That's
so.
elite. That's elite.
Very good. All right, Game 6, Panthers Titans at Penrith Park. Sorensen's back. Hot Scott. Good to see him back in the team. Luke Garner, he is benched. Otherwise, these guys are unchanged. In a game that essentially you would be targeting Panthers players against the Titans, am I right? Like the question becomes, do you play Isaac Tungo, Josh?
I mean, why are you asking me? I had to ask you the same question 4 hours ago. I think I will just play him. I'd rather just so for me personally, it's Tungo versus Jack DeBellin, and I'd much rather risk a Tungo 20 with the 100 upside than just take a 45 from JDB. It's just whatever. But this one's pretty simple for Penrith. They win them. They come second. They lose. They have to. Yeah, I mean they'll know their fate by this game. If the Roosters lose, then Penrith get second. If the Roosters win, Penrith have to win. So yeah, it's pretty simple for Penrith. You expect them to play pretty hard. So if you got your assets from the Panthers, then I would not be sitting them at all.
Yeah, good point. For the Titans, you got Keanu Keeney. He's back at fullback. Fafita's out with an ankle. Sorry, I should say both Fafitas are out with an ankle. So that was easy to. No, Philip Sami is out with an ankle, and David Fafita's out with an ankle. So don't mind me. Cleese Haas though, he starts super coach relevant. But let's just move on from this game. There's really not much else to add aside from maybe the conversation comes up because Dylan Edwards. We kind of spoke about him a little bit on Sunday night. Playing the Titans, the team that concedes the most, tries to fullbacks, but he looks like he's a bit bashed up and a bit injured. Would you take the punt on the nice matchup, knowing he's running around at probably 75%, Matt?
I've got a trade banked up, and really the decision is between Jerome Hughes, which, as Josh said, if there's a resting, it'll probably be they get up big and they just start resting people. Kalen Ponga against the Dolphins or Dylan Edwards, my boy, who I'd planned to end the season with. My plans were Tedesco and Dylan Edwards. But yeah, I just think the 75% thing, if they know their fate, he might just, get rested or be told to run at half pace. I don't know. But it's a tremendous matchup for Dylan Edwards. And if they want to come in and find a little bit of form, I mean, it could be anything. It could be 140 from him against these guys.
Paul Alamotti's kicking goals, which is just one tick against Edwards as well.
Yeah, and we will talk about our best 17 this week. If you're looking for punts on players, who we think the best 17 are this week. And hot take, Dylan Edwards doesn't feature in that. So for me, I'd be looking elsewhere if I had one trade left and chasing upside.
Yeah, good shot. All right, Sea Eagles Sharks Game 7. Implications in this one as well, to be fair, because, the Sharks have the opportunity here if results go their way, they could come into this game pretty much locked into fourth, which means that you can't go up, you can't go down. We could see some restings. So just keep an eye out on that. I can't imagine that they'd rest Nico, only being back 1 week. They'd probably want to get some Ks in his legs, considering they've him at 7 as well.
Yeah, and unless... What was Nico's injury again?
Syndesmosis, was it? High ankle? Something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that, like, working your way back, if it doesn't really matter.
Well. It's like a tibia fracture and a syndesmosis.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was something they might rest him.
Well, the thing is, like, the Sharks have really nothing to play for. Like, they can go up to third, pending results, but third and fourth don't really have any difference because it's first v fourth, second v third. So there's no home final for the Sharks regardless. And they can afford to lose. The worst case scenario is if the Bulldogs win by 70 points and the Sharks lose, and the Sharks drop out of the top 4. But yeah, the Sharks basically have nothing to play for unless the Dogs win by like 40 and the Sharks lose by 30. Like, there's got to be a 70-point swing there somewhere. The Sharks are pretty much locked in. If you're going to see mass restings on game day, it will be the Sharks, but you would expect, Craig Fitzgibbon. If you have Nico Hines, I expect him to play because you want to get him some Ks in the legs before finals. Yeah,
maybe your Cam McInnes's, maybe Britton Nicorar, those kind of guys that have done a fair bit of work over the last few months would cop a rest, I would assume, rather than your halves and stuff. So Tolu Kola replaces Turbo at fullback. Falalo replaces Saab, who's out for the season, and Burbo is onto the bench. So nothing overly important there. We talked about Turbo's injury already.
Just on the restings from the Sharks, every week it's important to set your bench accordingly, but this week's probably the most important. Make sure your reserves are playing later in the week than your starters, because if they are rested, you can have more flexibility to take it off. Just on Turbo as well, finished the season $999,300, so $700 short of the casual million. And I do just want to reiterate to people that the money that you finish on is not what you start on next year. So Turbo's going to be coming in at an 89 average. This year, the magic number was 10,400. So if we use that roughly, there's, the salary cap changes every year. But if we use this year's formula, that means Turbo would be coming in at a price of 930,000 next year. As I said, salary cap goes up every year, so I'd imagine Turbo comes in somewhere in the vicinity of 940. So if you are looking at doing some preseason planning, times the 2024 average by about 10,500 to get an idea. And I do not want to borrow Turbo at nearly $1 million. I don't know about you boys, but
not at that price. No, not a chance.
Sometimes it's not what you spend, it's what you save, Josh.
Exactly. I'm definitely feeling a Blake Taff and Tyrell Sloan fullback rotation next year.
Yeah. Me
too.
Have
a shirt that says that on it, Mattrix? I think I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, it is in our online store. The link is below.
Good. Ramian and Mulatalo are back. Ronnie Mulatalo's back, which is great news for my T-shirt. I might wear that T-shirt. I was going to say I'd wear the T-shirt Sunday, but this is our last show, so that's unlucky. Atkinson, he's been benched, which is stiff but understanding. Stone Street, he's out. Nico 7 and Trindle 6 this week. What do you think the reason, Josh, was for last week having it the other way around and Trindle playing in the halves? Any change, really?
Probably the shirt makers just had Trindle size there ready to go.
Yeah, probably.
7. I don't know. Like, Nico plays left, Trindle plays right. Vice versa. Nico plays right, Trindle plays left. I don't really think the numbers on their back dictate too much.
Yeah. We saw Trindle kick goals last week as well, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Maybe they're just resting Nico and letting him get back into his work without the stress of goal kicking or the physicality of goal kicking.
I wouldn't bank on Nico kicking this week if you own him.
Yeah. Talakai on the extended bench. He could make his way back into this team as well. Game 8, Knights, Dolphins at McDonald Jones. Frizzell comes in to replace Brodie Jones. Gamble is back in the 14 jersey, so he hasn't been able to pit Phoenix Crossland or Jack Cogger for that 6 or 7. Kai Pearce-Paul is on the extended bench as well for the Knights, so might see a late in from him, but I'm pretty sure no one owns him by now. I wouldn't have thought. For the Dolphins, Jesse Bromwich and Nikorima return. They replace Nichols and Isaiah Katoa. I feel like he's been a bit stiff. Like Wayne's just kind of punted him back to the bench and out of the team, essentially.
I mean, the problem is they won last week when he got dropped, but looked really happy for the team when he won. Is going to be a huge part of the future, and Wayne's not going to be. So, yeah. Isaiah Katoa. Yeah, let's see him next year. I'll start with him in round 1.
That's a big call. Remember, there was a podcaster on this podcast that really liked Isaiah Katoa at the start of the season.
Did he not go well this season?
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, actually, he went really well at the start and then dropped off. So maybe he was the perfect little cash cow to start the season with. Who knows? Just another one to add to your resume, Josh.
Oh, yeah, just put the... I mean, to be fair, he's 300K at the moment. So how much is the average this season? He has averaged 39.9. So, that we could be having the 10 points of value argument again for us.
We had that a fair bit in the preseason, didn't we? The only other change for the Finns is Kenny Bromwich starts at lock. Kaufusi is named, but fighting that charge from the weekend. So that'll do for the games and for the ins and outs. Now, we should move on to our squeeze of the week. It is the second last squeeze of the week, brought to you by the Standard Squeeze. For those of you that are wanting to go and get yourself a 4-in-1, you want to get yourself a combo pack, maybe you want to back yourself to get the highest scorer. Now, the Standard Squeeze giving away a combo pack or a 4-in-1 to the highest scorer every single week. If you don't think you're going to get the highest score, go to use the code IFS15 and get yourself 15% off. But John doesn't need to. Coach of the solid starter scored 15-22 this week. And have a guess who his captain was.
I just saw the notes. What the fuck?
Herbie Farnworth, captain, is wild.
That's a big dick energy.
He had Dillbags as well.
Energy.
Farnworth, Dillbags, Teddy, Dallin Wateni-Zalesniak as well, who scored 100, and also Ruben Garrick. That is incredible. So 15-22 for John. Congratulations,
Congratulations on finishing 30,000th. Enjoy your Standard Squeeze.
Mate, it's more than all three of us have won this season. So
I'll take the grand, personally, if he got the highest score of the week. I'm not sure he did, but he can get a Standard Squeeze combo pack. So hop into our inbox, mate, or wherever you follow us, and we'll sort that out for you. Congrats. Now, Nick, the coach of West Tigers, has been leading for probably a bit over a month. He's 107 points clear at the moment of second. So he could have a championship ring.
I thought this was Quinton's. I thought he had a lot of lock. Yeah, he's just fallen off.
Yeah, the poor old dead hand gang.
Yeah, that gang just fell apart. But
he peaked early.
Tigers, he peaked way too early. But the West Tigers lead by 107. It would take some all-time bed shitting for Nick not to win the Insight League. So touch wood for you, mate. But yeah, great season. 4th overall. Think you get $1,000 from Supercoach for finishing in the top 10, which is not a bad payday. If you win our league, you get a handshake from me. So I don't know which one you prefer.
And a Supercoach ring.
You get a photo as well.
No, don't ever come up to me in real life.
Let's be honest. Let's quickly, before we move on to our best 17, because I'm looking forward to talking about that. Bryce's boys, who is leading the whole competition at the moment, is currently 240 points clear of second.
Oh, he's got it.
All-time bed shit if he doesn't win.
Yeah, you've got to fuck up something chronic if you're not taking that out. That is huge from Blake.
You just captain Tedesco, don't you?
You'd have to, wouldn't you?
You just straight bat, play it back.
Yeah, that's it. Just
see
what.
I think there's a clip. There's and you're a cricket buff. I think the West Indies, there was like one ball left. Yasif Shah bowled it, and this West Indian bloke batting for a draw, cleared the front leg, went to go over cow corner for 6, last ball of a test, and got fucking clean bowled. That would be Nick if he doesn't win this. No, not Nick. That would be what's his
Blake.
Blake. If Blake, I want to see a big front foot clear out of the way, slog the cow corner. I want to see captaincy on like, I don't know, fucking Cam
Sevo.
I want to see him win by a record amount. No one wants to win by 100 points.
I'll tell you
what. He'll captain Nico and then he'll get sad.
Watch. No, look, if I had 50K on the line, I can give you the red hot tip. I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks.
Right.
Yes.
Honestly,
Isaiah,
how much head noise would there be from this bloke this weekend?
Lots.
Whenever he doesn't own scores, fucking just struggle street.
You know what I do? I wouldn't watch a minute of football this weekend if that was me. I wouldn't be able to do it with 50 grand. 50 grand could be life changing. So fingers crossed for him that he can hold out there and hold off from Bernard, Oscar's puppies in second. So good little.
Great Oscar Piastri reference. Not Standard Squeeze relevant because we don't win anything except glory. But what's your total score out of interest's sake, Braino?
My total score is 30,561.
Yeah, no, you got me. I need 260.
What's yours?
You beat me by
3,300.
260 last week.
33. Okay, yeah. So we're locked in. I'm 29,840. So we're, as you see it on the tin, is how we finish.
Well, I don't know. Did you see last week when I scored 1,044 and Mattrix scored 1,341? There's a 300-point difference right there in 1 week.
Yeah, it's
If we
happening
have
again.
another one of those weeks, I'm in trouble. And I am playing Brendan Hands and Samuel Hughes this week and have 17 exactly. So if any of these laid outs hit me, I'm fucked.
Yep, and I've got a trade left up my sleeve just for you, Braino.
Love it. Just don't tell me what it is, and then we can talk about it after it happens. Let's talk our best 17. A little bit different. No trade trends, none of that kind of crap this week. We're going to talk to you about the 17 best players we think are going to score the best this week, basically. I'm interested to see what our total score ends up with this team as well. So we'll track it, and we'll see how close we can get. But, Josh, happy to kick us off. I wouldn't say a no-brainer, but maybe the Grant resting is probably the leaner for me.
Yeah. So I was tasked with this homework task, and I opted for Appy over Grant just from the expected minutes standpoint. If you play FPL, I just think Grant doesn't play 80. Appy probably does. Appy goal kicking, 50 floor, 80 upside. I'll take Appy over Grant this week.
Yep, fair. You agree, Matty?
I don't have a choice in my team. I'm taking Appy over Grant. So
I didn't hate the look of Damien Cook, but Damien Cook low key has averaged 68 points this season. I feel like that's gone under the radar just quietly. But
he goal kicked for a while too, which was random.
Yeah, but he had negative points for.
Yeah, I was
going
to say I don't think he was making points out of that goal kicking. Sonny Luke is actually the 6th highest averaging hooker this season. The 62.
Yeah, there's a bit of PTSD that comes with that name.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, for me, I'm just going Appy with the goal kicking. I would probably rank them Appy at 1, Cook at 2, Grant at 3. Just from the expected minutes. Maybe a little at 4. Bit of Reece Robson thereabouts. Connor Watson starting, probably playing close to 80 is always really helpful as well. But for me, taking Appy Coruscant throw forward, it's pretty grim. It's not much there. No Payne Haas this week. No Adam Fanil-Blake. So we're really just leaving Joey Tarpany and Ruben Cotter for me, boys.
Yeah, I can't find anybody else that I like. I have to play Samuel Afinu this week, which is completely fine against Parramatta Eels. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think Tarpany and Cotter are the two leaders in that category, Matty.
Yeah. I'm definitely with Taps. I never bet against Taps. Yeah, I can't pick anybody else that I'm a fan of really this week. So perfect.
2 RFs. We got
pretty much as per the top 3 guys. I can't see anyone else. Like, if you're like, obviously, I think people will score more this week. Like, there will be someone that scores more than these 3. But if you had to guess, I couldn't give you a good educational guess on who scores more out of Angus Crichton, Eli Katoa, and Isaiah Yeo. Again, there'll be some random as fuck player that like no one owns, like Jordan Ricky will just get a double and he'll score 110. But it's like, if you're making an educated guess, for me, it's these 3, and they are number 1 rank, number 3 rank, and number 4 rank. Hudson Young has quietly gone about averaging 68.5, but he's still 5.5 points behind Isaiah Katoa. No Mitch Barnett, no David Fafita, no Jermaine Hopgood. Hamwa Olakawatu has a 3-round average of 53, so he is not in good form. And then you're looking at the guys like Paddy Carrigan, who just doesn't excite me, and Britton Nickera, who we've already said this episode might not even play.
Yep, agreed. I to be honest, I didn't even, when we put this together, didn't even spend a reserve at 2 RF this week. That's how grim it's looking. But a position we did spend a reserve in is halfback. Now, we've got some decent options here, but not really at halfback. We're playing a duel to start things off, and the obvious one's Dylan Brown against the Tigers. You can't look away from that. I'd even be as happy to say you put the VC on Dylan Brown. Do you agree?
Pretty comfortable.
I don't think, like, I know we talk about Dylan Brown's ceiling and he's coming off 162, but I am half tempted to put the vice captain on Galvin or Munster over Dillbags, because Galvin could give as good as he gets against the Parramatta Eels as well.
The only thing for me, I'm just looking for a VC that has a massive ceiling, like someone that can score me 150. I just don't know whether Galvin's got a 130 plus in him.
Yeah, but before this week, when was the last time Dylan Brown had scored 120?
I mean, I think he did it like 2 or 3 times last year, didn't he? He just hasn't done it this year.
Yeah. I mean, Lachlan Galvin was still in nappies last year. That's a pretty good.
How many hundreds did Lockie Galvin score last year, Mattrix? Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's long gone. He's got the brain internet happening here.
He does.
Mike Acevo was a VC, mate, you reckon?
Don't hate it if he's running at Staines.
Yeah, I love it. I like that. Before we jump to centre wing, let's talk. The other halfback is Jerome Hughes. Absolute no-brainer. I don't really think that there's many other options there personally.
Yeah, halfback has turned into a really shit show position. It's just been, it was clearing high and set and forget, and now it's like, who do we run? And yeah, I mean, Hughes is there. You could take him out. You could chuck in another centre wing if you wanted to. Like, he's probably the most expendable out of the reserves that we have. Yeah. Him and the next guy we talk about. But yeah, Jerome Hughes for me is in there too. At 5'8", we've doubled up as well. We've used a reserve on Lockie Galvin. We've paired him with Cameron Munster. Pretty self-explanatory. Both those guys have pretty good head-to-head matchups. Obviously, Munster against the depleted Broncos and Lockie Galvin up against the Parramatta Eels in the Spoon Bowl. But centre wing, I think that's where it gets really interesting. We're going to have Lomax there. We're going to have the man on the thumbnail. We're going to have Mike Acevo. Got to have Ruben Garrick there as well, goal kicker. We chucked in Herbie Farnworth up against the Knights.
I kind of like it, yeah. I mean, look, is it chasing last week's points? That's probably the one thing that pops up for me. But he's been pretty solid the last couple of months, really. So, do you think he outscores a guy like Carraz against the Cowboys?
I just think Carraz in the centers is not the same as Carraz on the wing, and that's the only reason why I haven't included him. But then again, like, I'm very happy to take off Hughes and Galvin and put in Holmes and Carraz if you wanted to. Like, if we want to make a best 17, you probably could have 7 center wings in this team. But like, for balance, it is what it is. Also chucked in a bit of Dane Gagai. Now, he's been in red hot form, and a couple of Supercoach creators have definitely jumped on the trend with Dane Gagai. And yeah, I'm happy to put him in my best 17 for the week.
I mean, I love Dane Gagai as a player. I mean, Hamo was trying to trade him out maybe 2 months ago, and I'm like, nah, do whatever you can to hold Gagai for this little run for the Knights at the end of the year. And he's proven time and time again, the guy, it's like Benjamin Button. Gets better and better this year. So crazy. But yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of that. We talked about Sevo, didn't we? Did we talk about Sevo yet?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We'll move on to fullbacks. And we said before that Dylan Edwards doesn't feature. We do have James Tedesco in there. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. When it comes to 3-round averages, when it comes to 5-round averages, you know, he's here, there, and everywhere with all the metrics. Has only gotten better with age. He ranks first for 3-round average with 119.7 in the entire competition. He ranks first for 5-round average with 107.5 and a season average of 92. So he is absolutely on fire. Even in the side last week, Braino, that only scored 12 points, he still scored 104. So he's getting his hands on the ball, getting lots of tackle breaks, lots of touches. Mattrix Inset has shit the bed. Well and truly, you've kicked me out of the... Okay, I was going to say, you kicked me out of the 7. This is red hot. But Teddy has to be there for me. No ifs and or buts around it. As does a bit of KP. Now, KP averaging 95 on a 3-round average and 93 on a 5-round average. Averaging 79 points this season. Now, you ask a lot of super coaches what their opinion of Callum Ponga is this year. A lot of them say he's been shit. But yeah, averaging nearly 80 points.
Can't argue with Kalen Ponga. I fucking just wish I had a trade. That's the one trade that is a no-brainer is Turbo to Ponga.
We said it last week, didn't we? We said it last week that like trading Turbo to KP was the play if you had the moves.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's just anybody who's cucked and sitting Turbo and, you know, has no trades left, you're cooked. But perfect option.
I'm leaning Cleary there, but I'm legit thinking about captaining Ponga after what I saw last week. 100%.
I also just want on the record that Mattrix earns the most money out of the 3 of us and has the worst incident.
Yeah,
I also have
good.
the worst haircut. Like, I tell
Oh,
you
no,
what,
I
I'd
don't know.
hate to have your haircut, Bill, man.
I shaved mine a couple weeks ago. It's definitely patchy growing back.
It's good. I like it. There's our 17. So Appy at hooker, Tarpany and Cotter at front row forward, Gus, Yo, and Katoa 2RF. Halfback Dylan Brown, Jerome Hughes, 5'8 Munster and Galvin. Centre wing, Lomax, Gagai, Farnworth, Garrick, and Sevo. Fullback Tedesco and Ponga. We've got the captaincy on Teddy, and there is maybe a little bit of toing and froing on whether we put the VC on Dylan Brown or whether we just go for high flying Micah Sevo, which I really like now that you say it. So maybe let's just swing for the hills, hey?
Here's one. What about like I noticed that you had Roosters out. My internet was awful, but I noticed you had the Roosters out. You're just not like Dom Young is what averaging the most out of all these guys. Like didn't get a run this week.
No, I don't know. I like like as we said, like center wing, like we're very happy to take out Hughes and Galvin and put in another center wing. Like we could run 7 center wings in this best 17. Dom Young can be there. Karaz could be there. Val Holmes could be there. I don't know. Just feels like Manu. It feels like he's just so inconsistent, Dom Young, like with Joe Manu inside him. He could score 140. He could score 31.
Yep. I think with Souths and how many tries they concede to right wingers, maybe it is an oversight. Maybe we probably would need to look at that. But the team's set, so let's just roll with it and see what happens and see how much he hurts us. It's the anti-pod of the season in round 27. No Dom Young against Souths. So we'll see how we go. Let's quickly chat captains and then answer some questions.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain!
All right, VCs, very quickly. Jerome Hughes or Munster versus the Broncos. I mean, I don't love it, but I think
Probably
maybe
Munster.
Munster over Hughes just with the ceiling.
Yeah, I'd take Munster.
Yep. Dylan Brown or great Micah Sevo on the cover of the podcast against the Tigers. I mean, look, I don't mind Galvin either. Mattrix, I mean, it's not a bad point. I just maybe think there's better options.
So on par with every episode this year, I didn't read the notes. And I'm vice captaining Dom Young now.
Nice. Don't hate it.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I still think Teddy's the best captaincy option this week, personally. But you can VC him because they play early. So that's also an option depending on that.
Well, I'm going to captain Ponga because why have these trades up if, I'm not going to hopefully take advantage over bringing a Ponga in for Turbo and just have a real dig at hopefully making the top 3K and beating you.
I like it. Yeah. Fuck, I hope I don't slide past 3K. Captains this week, Luai or maybe Dylan Edwards. I mean, I still don't love the Dylan Edwards or Luai as much as a captaincy option, but they are playing the Titans. We can't ignore the fact that they're playing the Titans. They've got no Fafita. They're beaten up. They've got nothing to play for, and they concede a fuckload of points to nearly every position. So good to look at them. Nico Hines against Manly. I mean, it's kind of grim. I still much prefer Ponga against the Dolphins if I'm going to look at any of these guys playing late. I mean, imagine you fade Nico, you could have captained him, and then he turns up with the kicking tee, kicks the first couple of goals, Sharks put on 40, Nico scores 175.
We are just, sorry, I don't want to rudely butt in, but I'm setting my VC in captaincy as we speak. Have we overlooked a certain back rower from Melbourne?
Katoa?
I
mean, yeah, maybe.
I mean,
And the Broncos.
Yeah.
Who's he
but
running
like
at?
if you've got all these other guys, like, are you really like he gets 100? Are you even looping? Probably not.
Fuck, I'd take 100.
Let me take you back to round 27 last year, right? I was 3,400th coming into the final round, and I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I've got nothing. Head-to-heads are done. Didn't matter. Didn't mean anything. I'm going to swing for the fences here. I captained Hamoli Olakau'atu. Remember what Hamoli Olakau'atu in round 27 got last year?
Didn't you have ballistic? You got like 140 or something, didn't you?
180.
Yeah, that's right. Got massive.
End of the year.
I think Scott Sorensen also went fucking massive that round. I think they both had two of the top 2RF averages ever.
Yeah. That's what you can do with a 2RF. I mean, if he goes over and bags 2 tries, Eli Katoa, great. But the problem is, he scores all of his tries off kicks. I reckon he's had 3 line breaks all year and fucking 7 tries off kicks.
He will be running at Pierre Cora's replacement because he's a right edge up against their left, which is Pierre Cora.
No, that's...
So he's running at Jaden Hunt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, his name's Jaden.
He's my VC, but if I had Munster, I would obviously take Munster as well, I reckon.
Yeah, fair. I mean, and if you want to captain Teddy, you've got to look at a VC from either the Para Tigers game or the first game. So, and you're not going to take a Bronco player, Josh?
I have slowly looked at Selwyn Cobbo and Dean Mariner, but I think I might just let it go.
Yeah, Selwyn Cobbo at centre this week.
Josh Rogers, anyone?
Yeah, good. Adam
I'll tell
Reynolds,
you what,
maybe
he was really good in
last
Burley Bears Supercoach earlier on in the year. Give you the drum.
But look, I think at the end of the day, your best option this week, I think, based on matchup, is Teddy. But I don't mind your Dom Young shout, Mattrix. So I think that's probably not a bad play as well if you do have Ponga and you want to take a punt at the end of the week.
I mean, just because he can go so huge. And yeah, Ponga's completely fine. I think I'm just going to go Ponga. And the Dolphins have still been poor defensively, even if they are scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move into the final questions of the year.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
Couple of nice little shout-outs in here.
We only have fucking 10 to get through. This is amazing.
That's good. I like it. FC Sports, I've got top 1% this week. Thanks to all of you. Appreciate it. Good on you, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah. As you can see, I didn't get top 1% this week. So at least one of us did.
Adam88, thanks for a great year, lads. 40 points out of the top 1K. Who should I pick as my last reserve? Kai Pearce-Paul on the extended bench, Hands with Lussick, or Arthurs against the Storm?
Fuck me.
That's grim.
Hands, I guess.
I'm not picking Arthurs against the Storm.
No.
I mean, I'm not picking Kai Pearce-Paul either. So yeah, by default, Stephen Bradbury here is.
Yeah, the problem is you won't know about Kai Pearce-Paul until Saturday after the Eels have played.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky.
It's got to be Hands. Yeah, unfortunately.
What you could actually do is we have all established that we're not picking Arthurs. Mm-hmm. So if Arthurs goes out and gets like 90 points, then whatever. We don't get that. But then you could just put the vice cap. You could just put the if you only got the 19 people available, you could put the reserve on Kai Pearce-Paul because he would be my top choice if he's starting. So you can put the reserve on Kai Pearce. This is like if Arthurs goes above like 40 points. If Arthurs goes below 40, then just put it on Hands. But if Arthurs goes above 40, I would put the reserve on KPP because then if he doesn't play, you get Hands. And but like if Arthurs gets like 12 points, then fucking just put it on Hands and just copy medicine. But if Arthurs goes okay, Jags a try, maybe chuck it on KPP. Hopefully he plays. But the problem is then if he comes off the bench, then you're kind of fucked. But I would, for safety, I would back in Hands and then just hope that your other team make up the 40-point deficit.
That's really intelligent from you, Josh. I didn't know you had it in you.
Not a beer deep either.
So, Adam, all your options suck, but Hands sucks the least. So, good luck this week.
No, Hands sucks the most, but like he's the one that sucks with the most consistent.
Yeah. T-Bone, thanks for all your content this year, guys. My first year playing Supercoach, and I've been able to pull my rank from as low as 67K to 17K, hoping to finish top 15K. Is this your burner, Josh? Or?
Yeah. No, but I actually put a post up on this the other day. Like, don't give up. Like, I've had, I think from round 6, I've had 2 weeks of red arrows. So between round 6 and 27, I've had 21 weeks where I've had, upward trends. And like, yeah, my rank is nothing to be proud of, but like, it's your first year. My first year, I got like 70K. So you're doing much better than me in my very first year. And it just shows you that like, you're not out of it. Like your expectations just have to change. Like you go at the start of the year, we're all like, oh, we're going to win the 50K. After about 6 or 7 rounds, you quickly realize if you're in the hunt or not. But then you can change your priorities. So like, hey, I want to get a top 10K, top 15K. Hey, I want to win one of my head-to-heads. But never, ever give up. Like you can always claw your rank back.
Yeah, 100%. Well said. FC Sports wants to know what days in the week that I don't know whether he's meaning NBL Mattrix. BBL is going to be sporadic from like late October. Probably we'll start preseason content.
There's no structure in BBL.
The rounds are fucked. But
like
NBL, you've got a bit more structure.
Yeah, we'll probably be looking at Mondays and Wednesdays, I would imagine. And then once Christmas comes around and unfortunately the views start to drop off, we'll go to a 1 day a week and cover both the preview and the review in the 1 week, which is great. Like, we want to get content out there while people are still interested in watching it. Come Christmas, people start to drop off. We're going to go to a 1 show a week setup, and we're going to be doing a Patreon Q&A every week as well. So exciting.
For sure. People can still jump in the Patreon if they want to get exclusive access to you guys.
Yeah, they can. Honestly, they get free reign to messages. They get access. Like, I've done up a schedulizer, which gives you the matchups and the double game weeks in there. Like, honestly, you just have to be free to get that. And then free in there, you get access to building our community team, which we vote every week on our trades. What are the best options? And I think we have a top 140 finish or something from last year. It was really good.
A lot of you guys that are in the Discord would know the benefits of the Patreon, and it's like we said, it's totally free. It's just a place where we're going to slowly merge over to Patreon because it's much easier just to correlate everything and have it a bit more structured than is on Discord. Discord's not going anywhere. It's still a great community to chat shit on, but for all the structured content, for all the sports that we cover, Patreon is just a much more organized, holistic platform than Discord is.
For sure. All right, Lyle, 70th overall, no trades, hoping for a big finish to sneak into the top 50. Thoughts on last reserve? Kaloamatangi for more or Watson. And Watson?
For more?
So for
more? It's Watson for me. I think he plays 80. I think he has to play 80.
Yeah, I think it's Watson as well.
I think it's Watson. I just preferred how you said for more and you made fun of me for that 2 weeks ago.
Firmer. Is that better? Is that the Aussie way to say it? Firmer.
No, firmer.
Yeah. It was fun. Taking the piss out of you is fun. So it's like, why wouldn't I want to do that?
Both female.
Yeah, I think he lives up there near Coomera.
Mark, which two do I play? Marju Gray or Campbell? 2 out of the 3. Who are you sitting?
Oh, okay. Actually, it doesn't help. This is another situation of like, if you only have 19 players, I would play Campbell because if the Panthers' fate's sealed, probably just fucking opens up a little bit.
I'm playing Marju.
Yeah, Marzu's there, but I would take Marzu over. I would take Campbell over Gray just from the goal kicking.
I think Roosters are definitely going to play more of a full effort game.
Yes,
for Jai Gray than Campbell will. So
yes.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with you. Gary Bradbury, who are the must-have trade-ins this week? How many fucking trades you got, Gary? I like Wishart, but on the bench puts me off.
I think our top 17 pretty much answers that.
Yeah, I think so. Grab one of them. Jono Davis, boys, I have one trade left. Looking to trade either Burton or Sam Walker. Money's not an issue. Who's the best trade in for halfback or 5'8" this week?
Munster
get the Broncos, yeah. Nothing to play for. Broncos suck.
Over Hughes?
Yeah, I'd take Munster over Hughes.
Yeah, okay.
For vibes.
I mean, yeah, they're coming off a rest as well. You said at the start of the pod, I agree with you, Josh. There's every chance they don't play a full game. They might play 50 or 60 and then get an early shower. So
I think Munster's the most likely out of the spine to play a full game just because he probably needs it. Yeah. I probably would just take Munster.
Fair.
I'd say Ben Hunt, but they'd laugh at me.
Yeah, you're right. Adam S,
how's your halfback replacement going?
Yeah, he's fucking terrible. No, he's injured. You know, he would have been so good last week. He just got unlucky. Which one to sit from Galvin, Iro, Hammer, or Marju? Got to play Galvin.
Oh, you have to. Fuck, I thought he was the one that you'd bench.
Reckon?
Fuck, I don't know.
You're going to play Iro?
Yeah, you got to play Iro.
How much faith do you have in Greg Marju? Really?
I don't have much. I know you don't. You sprayed him on Twitter last time.
You know what? You can say what you like about this. I'm sitting Iro.
Why? Have we not been punished enough?
I haven't been punished. I owned him. Vibes. I mean, Marju's a vibe. Hammer's a vibe. Galvin in the spoon bowl is definitely a vibe. This is the first big game of his career.
Is Marzu a vibe? What is 31 points and fucking 3 hit-ups a vibe?
Yeah, no, you'd probably sit Marju. You're right.
You're saying that sitting Iro is a vibe. Like I've never actually heard like a negative thing like that be a vibe, but that's cool. You do you.
Yeah, no. Just get on everybody else's level.
Oh my
Don't
God.
own Iro.
Shut up. Adam has just given us $20 whole. What a fucking champion. I
Thanks,
appreciation pose. Thanks for the season, for the tips, having flown solo previous years. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I know that I haven't been here as much as I wanted to be, but hopefully you've enjoyed the season. I've had a really good time enjoying it.
For sure. And lastly, Grimesy. Inside Unlimited member Grimesy, what a legend. Just for a laugh, top 3 picks for round 1 in 2025.
Like top 3 to own or top 3 scorers?
Maybe
let's
just say top 3 owned players coming into round 1.
Oh, the ones I think you should own: Cam Murray, Sandon Smith, and Kalen Ponga.
Pete Mamazelis?
Nah, I'm kind of gone cold. I forgot that Jamie Humphries was. I forgot that Jamie Humphries is going there. No, Cam Murray, Sandon Smith, and yeah, probably KP.
Cam Murray is the one for me that is like a no-brainer at his price. He's going to come in so cheap. So I'm with you.
Who are your three? Okay, sorry, I'll let you do your 3 owns, and then we can do our 3 avoids.
I'm still going to bring in, like, Gus is going to be, what, 700K? I'm still just going to bring in
Angus.
Yeah.
Fuck, and the rest?
He'll be about 780.
He'll be close to 8.
Yeah, there you go. I'm still just bringing in Gus. I'm just finding a way. I'm just going Gus. I'm just going Murray. And I'm probably just going to own Appy Coruscant for 54 rounds straight.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Don't rate Harry Grant.
No, I don't care. Appy Coruscant. Hooker 1.
Yeah, good, okay. Josh, were you going to say something?
No, just give you your 3, and then we'll go our 3 that we're not buying.
I haven't even thought about it. I think Cam Murray, definitely. You know what? I started with Kalen Ponga at the start of this year.
Safe to say who's going to be on a few fucking thumbnails at the start of next season.
Yeah. No, well, look, every thumbnail this year has been a fucking Roosters player. I reckon half of them have been Dom Young, Tedesco, Sam Walker. It just never ends. So it'd be nice to change up the thumbnail a little bit, get Cam Murray on there, get South on there.
For anyone wondering why we're throbbing over Cam Murray, he's probably going to come in at around 640K, averaging 62.4 this season. When he was back playing, like it's been a very up and down season for Cam Murray this year, but when he started to get minutes after that injury, 86, 98, 73, big minutes. So he's a guy. And then I guess for the 3 that I'm not looking at, I put it on Twitter, but it's Latrell Mitchell. People are saying, Trell under Wayne Bennett. I just can't. I need to see it. Dave Fafita, as much as we joke about the contract thing, I've got no interest. And there was one more that I forgot. Nico Hines. I got no interest.
Yeah.
Is it just based on price, I'm assuming?
Price and Trindle.
Yeah. Fuck Trindle, man. He just ruined our season, didn't he, really?
I'm so off him.
Do you think Max gets hooker duel? Because that would be hot.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Like if we get Plath 2 as hooker,
I'd start with him at just hooker 1.
How much is Jeremy Marshall King going to be next year? He's 475K.
Yeah, but check what's the average this season?
It'll be in the 60s, I reckon.
57.
Okay, yeah. So he's going to be sub 600.
Yeah, it'll still be like 580, 590 though. Like,
I don't know. He kind of killed us at the start of the year. He was doing very well.
Yeah,
you know who I'm not going to own? Somebody that I've owned from start to finish this year, Viliami Fafita.
I don't know why people.
No, it's Miles Martin, the king of the nuff. Miles Martin every year.
Oh, I've owned him 2 years right now.
Same.
To be fair, this is Jerry Marshall King's first 3 months this season. 53, 80, 60, 70, 42, 79, 70, 52, 60, 81, 51, 90.
Pretty handy.
For a season average of 65.7.
What do you think about St. George Illawarra Dragons' new prospect, Damien Cook?
Beach sprinter, I've heard.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't. Like, I was off him this season for age, and he's just getting older, so I just can't. Like, honestly, I'm probably just going to end up with Harry Grant again.
I can't.
I don't know why you're shaking your head. He's averaged 70 points this season.
No, I'm not. No, but fuck, look at the scores at the start of the year. Like, he's had so many fucking sub 50 scores this year, and I paid 750 for him, which is where the annoying part is for me.
Yeah, what,
Scores
I mean, hey, you can pay 700 and we can do it all again.
Yeah, okay. Watch me.
Bro,
Watch me.
he after 7 rounds, he was averaging 59.3.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
That's yuck. When you paid for a 75 average and you get a 59, we talked about sub 10 points of value as guys to be fades, sub 16 points. Yeah, no good. But I held him all year, so I didn't lose money, and that's the positive part of that. We've covered all the questions, which is great, and we've been only going for an hour and 9, which is an incredibly short show for us, considering we love a chat. But it's about that time to wrap things up, I think. But guys, thank you for watching all year. It's been huge. We've loved coming on. We've been podcasting since the 21st of December, and we've loved every minute of it. Thanks for getting involved in the comments, in the chat. For those Insight Unlimited members that bought into us this year, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back red hot in early January, ready to get into the preseason and do it all over again. Insight Fantasy Sports continues to roll on, though, with NBL and BBL, NBA and NFL. So you've got 4 sports still rolling in the background here. If you'd love to support us, hit the subscribe button. We would appreciate that. Jump in the free Discord or jump in the Patreon and become a Patreon member and support us in there. Final words, Mattrix, before we wrap up.
Yeah, thanks to Api Coruscant and Viliami Fafita for seeing the year out. You've been my stalwarts. I just knew that, I had a loaded gun there with Viliami Fafita. Should he get a run, and that average of 13 just really helped me get into the top 5K. So appreciate you, guy.
Josh, any final words before we wrap up?
No. Thank you for the audience for, I guess, taking me in. I was very much at a crossroads at the start of the year. So what I wanted to do with content, I had to step away for work, and I didn't think I'd be coming back, and I came back, and honestly, had probably the most enjoyable season I've had making content, because I no longer care now what anyone thinks. So I've had really good fun, really enjoyed every Tuesday and Sunday night. I'm moving to Sydney next year, so I will be much more present at home making content. Really excited for, probably not starting on December 21st, but excited nonetheless. But yeah, very keen.
Very good.
I also had 2 people left in my team as well. I think there was a question from Jono.
Mark.
No, from Mark. Wanted to know how many people we had left in our team. I had 2. I had Lockie Galvin, who that was my sort of preseason punt.
I'd Lockie too.
Yeah, I was very much on the Lockie Galvin start with him train, and Harry Grant. Everyone else has been a bunch of misfits.
Mine's Grant, Samuel Hughes, and Lockie Galvin are the 3 that I started with that are still there. The rest of them have been in and out. So it's been fun. All right, guys, that'll do us. See you next season. Last time we're going to check out of this one. Catch you later.
Cheerio.